Hello, welcome to the next edition of SAI Minutes with me, Fenuel Windy, over here at SAI. So today I want to tell you about some new upgrades we have done to the 5th version of the SAI Fellows Program. So this is a program that we bring in founders and innovators that are looking to build the next generation of programming that connects science and society. So they spend about 10 weeks with us. And so this program has gone through 4 iterations, and we are on our 5th one as we speak at the time of making this video. So I wanted to tell you some of the upgrades that we've done to the program, depicted here as a rocket, because that is a good way to think of this, as this rapid prototyping and upgrades that we're doing to this rocket ship that we are slowly building. So the fourth iteration had some really good ideas in there. We're able to get our payload, so to speak, up here to orbit, and there are so many components that we're missing, but we learned so much from testing this this vehicle, shall we say. And now on this 5th version, we are now have better life support, so to speak. So this is the library that we've put together, logic model workbook that has received some much needed upgrades, and the fellows are using right now. To some new features that we're testing out, for example, a Collab X system, which it will be launched a little later in the program, where we can allow the fellows to collaborate with our residents in SAI and others, thinking about new engines, so to speak, our mentors, and we're always mixing and matching new mentors to figure out the right combination. And this we do switch out depending on the mission at hand, the structure of the crew, shall we say, the fellows themselves that are that we're trying to get to orbit. Okay, trying to get them to orbit. And so we also have a new platform this time. So pitch day is quite different this time, different structure, where we're utilizing a model whereby the top 2 pitches are selected as winners. But of course, this is the 5th iteration. We're super excited for the 6th version. So this doesn't exist yet, but we're learning as much as we can from the 5th version. But this is already in production. Think about more, so these winglets, that kind of thinking back to the SpaceX Starship system. So the wings to give us more control. So the idea here is that we can land this part of the rocket to make it reusable. And so we are trying to think about that right now in terms of new features that we could add to make this platform, as I call it, vehicle, that we can reuse. So we'll test all assumptions. 10 weeks, is that necessary? We will test that assumption. Upgraded life support systems, better library, more resources, grants, all that fully stocked out to have larger crew compartments, better interior. So that's our Slack channel, really improving that so that when new fellows come in, they have this really nice place for them to work. And then of course the landing legs here to allow us to really land anywhere. So thinking about taking on board and going to places eventually where the fellows are, wherever they are in the world, and wherever they're coming from, to help them launch their initiatives. So stay tuned. This is still very much in development, and we'll continuously be reinitiating, thinking through improvements we can make, and getting feedback from our crew, our fellows, and their feedback. So this has been an edition of SAI Minutes. Please come back soon for another update. So thank you so much for paying attention.